Shut up. I don't have it on my screen over here yet. But, hey, welcome everybody. It's time for another Game Talk Live, and I got WARWU1F here on comms finally for one, and we're doing RE3. Yeah. So he's got some gameplay going on. Yeah, but yeah, we'll just roll it. He's going to sit there and play, and I'm going to talk for once.
Because I have played through this game like 8 times already. I have all the cool stuff unlocked, so that's how we're going to do it. Alright, so let's... it should, if it's saved, I don't think it's saved for the position I wanted it to save at. Because the damn thing made me quit out the game.
I don't know.
So we're going to be looking at a loading screen. So, Resident Evil 3... It's had a bunch of mixed reviews on it. There's actually the majority of it that I've seen has been a bunch of people complaining about it. I like it. I think it's great. There was a bunch of people complaining about it. It was actually funny because there was somebody that posted on Twitter, and she was like, "I love the sound of Nemesis. Nemesis sounds like so grotesque and just stirs and everything, and just brings us this next level." Oh, this is my knife only run. Hold on, let me absolutely. Okay, we're gonna start brand new. Hold on. And so, anyways, that was my practice for also speed run. But you know what? Let me. Oh God, failed to load site. Twitch is just acting up on my computer. There we go. So. So what was funny about that story is that I'm just going to go into system mode just so I can grab all the weapons and everything and run through. But I grabbed a video of the demo version of the game, right? And there is literally like, I think it was like 23 versions of Nemesis doing stars and all that stuff. So the criticisms of this game are way over the top. You see this right here of like just the way that they're incorporating live action in with the game to try and make this thing feel a little more cinematic, a little more movie-like and everything.
Yeah,
I think that's actually really cool that they did all that stuff. You see it in like the TV broadcasts, that are all around and everything.
I saw similar stuff that's in Control.
Yes.
Do that.
Yes. Just to build up the game world and everything, and then goes right from the live action right into in-game. Also the in-game cinematics is just it's not even a loading screen. It is just bing bang boom. Everything just happens back to back. Definitely one of the main things I will say about this is let me get going. So again, like. In-game world, we have the videos, all these little details in the game world of the little nods to different stuff. Oh, like the Stars team and whatnot. You end up seeing this in the RPD later on and everything. The actual game map this is the actual map from the original game that they just throw in there as like a little Easter egg bonus featurette. 90 stereo system, so we are definitely in 98 if I'm not mistaken when this takes place. CDs, it's 100% a Kenny Loggins CD up there, so we can go into the danger zone. So
we'll just get on with our game talk supposed to be doing. So doing a freaking gameplay. Because what I try to do with Game Talk Live is...
I'm talking too much over top of you. This is your show, so I'm just going to let you go.
We try to play the game a little bit, show you what's going on in the game as we talk about it. So, right here you can see graphics on this are amazing. They did a real good job about it.
The RE engine is something special. Also used with Devil May Cry 5. Capcom does not use this on the Monster Hunter series, but I highly recommend they start doing it with Monster Hunter.
They might next gen.
They very
PS5
much
might be able to handle it. PS4 might melt with all that crap going on.
There is one very fun little detail. I was watching the video of Jill's face scan actress playing the game. And so there were some people in in the dude chat there, and I don't know if you want to say whose chat it is, but the dude chat, he was seeing somebody go, well, it's the actors that are face scanned into the game that are the same ones that all these little nods too of like world building are so great in this. Yes, 98. There we go. I still remember the lore. But he was like, yeah, it's not like the people that get face scanned in aren't the same ones that that are doing voice acting. Like half the time, you have the face scan person and then you have the voice actor actress. So the fun fact of it is the character model for this is actually a Russian chick. She doesn't even know English. So when you go to watch, so basically if you play this game in the Russian language, which I don't even know if you can do that or not, but that's actually like Jill, I guess that would be like the most pure, authentic way of playing this is in the Russian language, because that's her model.
Okay.
Is that.
Okay. Again, once we get going here, you'll see inventory management system is kind of the same as it was in the RE2 remake.
And also RE7. That's where it actually originated from. Was Resident Evil 7.
So long ago since I played RE7.
Brad, is that you?
I mean, you think this big of an impact that game made on me playing through DR. I remember more of it.
This is why you got me along for the ride.
Yeah. Yeah, because you played the hell out of this game. I did a one and done on it.
A full redesign of Nemesis too in this. What we're seeing right here is Trash Bag Nemesis, which is love him or hate him. You can also see Jill has a redesign. She has a skirt this time around. She does not have a skirt, so I'm like, it's not leather. It's like fabric material, but the tube top is definitely still full effect. Carlos looks way better in this, as we will see. Well, I mean, look at this. Going from in-game to, in-game gameplay to in-game cinematic, no load times, no nothing like that.
Just
it's something we're going to see even more so next gen. Like, that's going to be like a flavor of next gen. You're not going to be able to tell what in the hell is CG and what the hell is gameplay. Final Fantasy VII is a good example of that. This guy over here is actually kind of funny. If you watch him long enough, he just goes, and he just splats and just turns into goop on the sidewalk.
I had a cup of it.
So we're just going to.
Why are there issues because I had a cup of that coffee?
All the coffee.
I had a cup of it.
So Nemesis, and of course, that's the reason why we have a skirt. We don't have a skirt because of the advanced cinematic cutscenes, the camera angles. I guess Capcom felt the need to censor it in that aspect. But okay, so this is running on a PS4. One of the main things about Resident Evil 2, one of the biggest gripes about it, was the vignette filter and the film grain. So those two screen filters really, it really took something away from like your overall enjoyment, because there was parts of Resident Evil 2 you couldn't see a damn thing. This game is actually doing a good job at, and hopefully Resident Evil 8 will also do a good job at, keeping the vignette filter kind of toned down a little bit.
Well, we're still hoping about Resident Evil 8. There's no confirmation about it yet.
It's confirmed it's in the works. We just don't know the actual details.
A lot of people are like, RE4 remake, and some of us are like, I'm kind of on the boat. Like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
I still think RE4.
At the rate that they're going, they might as well, since they're doing a retelling, like reworking the whole storyline.
Well, as I said in my video, VR for Resident Evil 4, 5, and 6 reimagined. It takes not the whole story, but fucking take parts of it, just enough to make a VR game out of it, and then that's to carry over to Resident Evil 7, and then Resident Evil 7 leads into Resident Evil 8.
You got people running around. Going, oh my God, zombies! And here's the gun shop owner. Sorry, I'm behind, so I'm actually over here watching. I'm watching, not playing this time. mainly because of his experience in the game versus mine at the moment. Also, I do really have to appreciate from like Resident Evil 4 on they finally getting rid of the damn tank controls and the shitty camera angles and started going to over the shoulder stuff.
Yes, and that was a big pioneering feature of Resident Evil 4. It brought in the action genre into horror games, because before that, Silent Hill and such like that, and Siren and all those, it was all tank controls. Dino Crisis, that was another Capcom one. If you notice, Morgan from Darkstalkers was on that little board right there. Alright, let's get a little bit more of the gameplay going here.
Yeah. Also, I'll have to find it. I'll probably put a link in the description below here for those who are watching this on YouTube. If I could find it from, what was it, G4 TV? What the hell? One of their shows. What's his name? Oh, I can't forget it. I can't remember his damn name now.
Which show?
The bald white dude.
Adam Sessler.
Adam Sessler. He did a little bit on
X-Play,
shitty
probably.
camera angles in Resident Evil.
Yeah, it was most likely X-Play.
It was freaking. He's like trying to walk into the bathroom, then the camera changed, and he's like smacks into the wall.
So a big one right here is this might be a reimagining, this might be a remake, but they did also keep faithful to the original with keeping these scenes in that are one-to-one recreations. I mean, that up there is literally the room that you had to run into. There would be a safe box up there. There would be the key for the door that would actually be over here that you would go out of. Instead, we have this guy.
Runs and locks himself in a meat locker. Goes out the back with semi.
Yeah, right. You just want to steal my safe house.
Check this out. A little Easter egg.
Okay. I don't got the volume turned up, so I don't want to echo it back through.
Stop that! You're gonna hear from my lawyer.
You're gonna hear from my lawyer if you start shooting at him and everything.
Oh, okay. From what I played, the controllers are they're getting more and more fluid. Like, you don't get a lot of.
They're definitely, yeah. They're definitely getting more action oriented, but at the same time, the way that one of the huge things for me in any game now is weight of your character. And that is one of the main things I do really love about the RE engine, is that characters feel like they have weight. Even DMC, like, they could easily make it to where you flip and fly all over the place, like Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Feels way too arcadey to me. It does not feel like Assassin's Creed, because you just feel like you're sliding across the ground and everything. This one actually feels like you have weight. When you do this, it takes you a second. You know, you notice the animation. You have that split second of, like, I can't move. And it's because she's trying to get her balance back together. When a zombie comes in, you have the physics engine working with that weight, and there you go. It's like it just adds it right together for this fluid, like, action game.
And there is the new function of that dodge, the dodge and retaliation kind of mechanic they put into the game.
Which is a reference to the original series and the original game and everything, but they just took it and made it way more action gamey. As you can see right there with the explosion that I just skipped by, yes, it's a beautiful explosion. I'm just trying to get into a little more of the meat and potatoes of the game.
Yeah, I just see, like I'm just seeing you get the explosion, but before we went to the elevator, you did the dodge. The first dodge.
Yeah.
Which I like that, because, like, I hadn't got it down pat yet on when to do it, based on how the enemies are backing and stuff, but it is nice to be able to, zombie gets in your face, dodge, you got the knife in hand, you just gut him from stomach to chest. I don't know if it really does any damage to him, but it's a cool
It does.
Thing to see.
You can actually take their arm off, and they kind of just flop around like a fish, or their arm like flops around like a little bit of a fishtail going around.
Speaking about the zombies, definitely from RE2 and this one, the zombies from the originals and everything, and what I've played in the other games, definitely feel heavily bullet spongy.
Oh, absolutely. That's one thing that the developers themselves even commented on, that they wanted to make the zombies feel a little more detailed in the way that the bullets hit them, but at the same time make it very, like they can take a few shots to make you scared of them. But then once you start to get down, like, I can shoot their legs out, and I can shoot their arms off, and I can, you pop them in the head a few times to disable them. Then it makes it feel like a little more of an arcade run. I think that was a perfect balance that they hit there. Now this, so that was more RE2. What they never wanted to comment on too much, and I know the reason why. I'm pretty sure I know the reason why. Is that RE3 zombies work differently. The fact of the matter is that RE3 zombies do not have as much dismemberment, and they do not have as much gore factor. The reason for it, because there's more zombies on screen at one time. When you get to the hospital and you're playing as Carlos, I had actually a clip on my stream where it's like, I have actually tested how many zombies you can have on screen at one time, and it is almost 3 times the amount that we ever saw in RE2.
You don't have to trust me. I'm going to the show.
And when you have a game engine like this with all that detail, and it's got to track bullet penetrations and tracking the arms and legs, dismemberments and everything, of course you're not going to have
damage to the zombie damage, stuff like that. And you got like
of course,
I shouldn't say hundreds, but I'm saying you got at least 30. Somewhere upwards close to, like, you can have almost 30 freaking zombies in that room at once, and that's a lot of stuff that's got to track.
It was it actually feels like it's way more. I think the top number I had was 18 to 20 of them at one time. I was keeping track of like about 18 to 20 of them in one in that one room of the hospital, and then the game starts kind of chugging when you throw one grenade when you have the room full, and the game starts chugging because it's the RE engine. All right, this is where I'm going to start doing like a little more of a speed run type of thing.
Gotcha. Other quick tip for people that might be looking to pick up this game: when you first run through and you're having issues with the zombies, you feel like you're blowing through a lot of ammo, aim for the legs or the knees, whatever. Take the legs out, just sweep the leg basically, and pull your knife out and stab the hell out of them while they're on the ground.
Yes.
Keep down your bullet consumption a little bit, but you still have a chance of the zombie like grabbing you and biting you.
So my whole thought process on it is, don't worry about pissing through ammo, because you do get a ton of it in these games. Okay, we can. I'm actually going to bring out something a little bit fun to play around with here, because I do have everything on the
also,
line.
big spoiler. Because if you played the OG Resident Evils like I did, you always had that mindset of save your big gun ammo for the end boss.
Where is it? Right there.
And this one, don't worry about it. Nemesis is like a pushover towards the end. You definitely need your Magnum.
Fun fact: I've never used this weapon. I actually don't know what this weapon does.
You definitely are going to need your Magnum to take out the pal heads, because they're like basically they regenerate so fast that small arms fire ain't gonna put them down. You have to use the Magnum.
Gotta get that train moving.
Hell, even I don't think the grenade launcher can take them out with explosive rounds. They just regenerate the damage so fast.
Cool. Sorry, that's the first time I ever used this weapon. I was just wondering what it does. Wow.
But yeah, the game's just beautiful.
Ready for this? Ready for this? This is my last playthrough of...
What the hell are you using?
The rocket launcher.
That's a rocket launcher?
Yep. Now, as you can see, I mean, okay, so that's
I meant the other thing that you used, the glowy thing that you shot.
Oh, this is a supercharged... I think this was in the original game. It's a supercharged, like, one-shotter. Now, here's the funny part. If you kill these zombies, trigger cutscene, calls Jill a cool drink of water. Oh, yeah, okay, it definitely takes some wind-up. And then, see, there's no zombies on the fence, and then all of a sudden, hey, look, they're there! And they're all beat up. It's the same zombies. They respawn and back up again. game breaker.
Wild. Yes, we both agree. The game does feel really short. I mean, it took me about 6 hours, almost 6 hours, my first run through. So it is kind of short, but it does have a lot of replayability with all the unlocks that you can get to make the game, make your next run that much faster.
New ability for it right there.
Push towards that. I probably didn't see it. Because I see you run up the donut shop.
The knocking the zombie off. It's a new ability. You know what? Let's.
Oh, okay. Yep. There you go.
Yeah. Let's do this.
A lot of replayability. I do not know if you can use those infinite weapons to help you on your speed runs or your S rank runs. If it's going to hurt your in-game rank. Or...
So the S rank run on this, just like older games, it just goes by timer. It's just like how fast you go through.
Times you save.
Ow!
Here's the big question: a lot of people, OG players, are going to ask. So I'm going to go up there. Does the first uses of the first aid spray hurt you on your rank?
No.
Because I know in the OGs those hurt you.
The only thing that hurts you is your timer.
Okay.
That's the only
and of course
thing.
Your saves.
Not even your saves. The only thing.
Really?
The
saves
only thing
hurt,
is.
So it's just pure time.
And from what I understand, is back in the day, actually the saves did not hurt you either. It was still only time.
Oh, I thought they did. I thought I read something that they did.
From what I was hearing from the speedrunners, they were like, nope, the saves don't do anything. Oh my god. Fine. You know what? This gun aims. Yes, replayability. So, replayability is actually a pretty crazy one. So, the reason why I played this game like 8 times already is farming out all these records. They are actually kind of fun to farm out. I was surprised by it because you know me, I usually am not like the biggest fan of grindy stuff, but getting these enemy kills and like running through with each weapon because you're switching weapon, like 20 mag kills is a little bit of an annoying part because the mag, the area that you get halfway through the game and you only get like 8 shots for it throughout the whole game. That's definitely something that's misbalanced. You should get way more magnum ammo, unless I missed a bunch of magnum ammo that I just don't know about. But like the grenade launchers and everything, as soon as you hit the sewer level, which is just before the halfway mark on the game, you are just going gung-ho with the grenade launcher. Now, the other cool thing too is if you're like into like the art and design of the game, if you notice down bottom of the screen right there, you see that little character model. You can go into the main menu and look at character models and everything, so you can actually see.
Yep, get all figurines. I think they started that in 4.
Yeah, it was.
You can start collecting the figurines to get a better look at them. And they have little sound effects, so you're, zombies and shit go rawr.
So for the old school purists out there, I will also bring out the Samurai Edge, one of the most iconic weapons in Resident Evil history. We'll run that with that. We're going to use this. We're going to pick this up. And if you're wondering about puzzles, there is puzzles in here, but there is very few puzzles because this is more of an action-oriented Resident Evil game. So in Resident Evil 2, you would have to get like the gemstone that ends up going over to a box to unlock the box, and then you have to find the top. This one, you just pick the box, you grab the gemstone out, but then the gemstone you do have to backtrack to go and put into another puzzle. So it's different balancings of the you don't have like a 4-step puzzle. It is like a 2 or 3-step puzzle, but there is still a decent amount of puzzles. The other thing that leads into is a lot of people say that most of the game of Resident Evil is gone. That's not right. It's just remade and stuff. So where you used to have a gate on the original Resident Evil 3 to put all the gemstones in to unlock the gate while Nemesis was chasing you around the town, now it's just like that gemstone puzzle gives you upgrades instead. So that's the difference.
They're trying to... I see where they're trying to bring it back. Bring it more over to the new generation of players. Like people that don't like... you got some of those old schools that grew up on the old school RPGs and stuff. We're used to a grind fact. Like me, I've been playing RPGs since I was like 5 years old. I understand the grind factor of the games. I understand a lot of the newer people do not like the grind factor. I mean, my previous 2 games I did Let's Talks on were for Focus, was Surge 2 and Greedfall.
Game Talks.
Game Talks, whatever. Them are very grindy-ish games, where you know the grind factor is real in the game, but it's the grind pays you off. I mean, so, you feel more rewarded.
If you've played the original Resident Evil, then you'll know this puzzle is the gemstone puzzle, which this is the puzzle that used to be next to the gate that unlocked the gate to get you to the little park area that you had to go through and get. What was it? The statue, and you get the other little pieces of the statue, put them together, and that unlocks the other statue, and then you get a little cog piece and this and that. Now it's just, to me, instead of, and there is actually a PC mod. Somebody figured out that this game was originally, this is actually a major point I wanted to bring up on this, was all this clutter of cars and everything, originally, in the original design of this, was not here. You could just run through here and run through this whole city. You would have Nemesis with AI programming chasing you the whole time. I don't know if it play tested bad or if that the fan base, because they didn't want a free roam game, that Capcom just decided to go, you know what, we'll just make it linear and push you through like gates and whatnot instead. Or like what the idea change of that, but there's a lot of people that are really mad. Like all of this right here, I guess was not there. I haven't played the PC mod yet, so I can't exactly say what it was, but I think you could actually just run all the way back to that back there, to the electrical puzzle, and you could just do the thing. Okay. So it's very, very different on the way that they're initially going to do it. And I don't know, like I said, I don't know if they listened to fans' feedback on the idea of that, and they were like, well, we'll listen to the fans and give them what they want, or if, instead of sticking to their guns, basically, or what that whole thought process was. So then we are getting into different storylines. Yes, the end of the demo, but also the new parts of the storyline that they're adding in. I actually thought from the screenshots that this was going to be like Nikolai, giving him a way bigger character than what he ever had. Before, Nikolai was just like a little side character that just sat there and went on a bench. Now he's like a mastermind. Now he's, you know, somebody's lapdog, which I think I know whose lapdog. Again, too, face scans, the RE engine, just, you know, so a cool little thing that I noticed off from people modding the game is that they are working with this game differently than RE2, where the character models and the face mesh, okay, so perfect opportunity right here because of light. So you notice how she has the scarring and the dirt and everything over the top of her face? If you modify, I think her name is, oh boy, sorry Resident Evil fans out there, anybody watching on YouTube, I'm pretty sure it's Julia Roth, which is, she is the original Jill from the old school games, before they redesigned Jill for this one. If you put Julia Roth's face into this game, all of this blood and scarring and everything, it overlaps over the top of the face mesh. So it's like Capcom was like, okay, we see your mods and everything, we're going to help you out there. So I think Capcom is starting to become like really cool with the modding community and everything, which is also pushing Resident Evil 2 into a whole other realm of, you know, possibilities of what you can do with this, and also keeping this game very much alive too. That was Patalian.
Oh, potato aim.
What's your doggo?
Yes, anybody is out there watching this, if I ever hit affiliate, or whatever.
Yes, affiliate. Twitch affiliate.
Yeah, I hit that status where I can have custom emotes. If anybody out there wants to do me a solid, I mean, just like a potato with a crosshair over top of it or something like that. I guess that's gonna be one of my things. Everybody can spam at me when I have potato aim.
Oops. Assault rifle ammo. I actually don't need that. I'm just gonna get rid of that.
No, because you got an infinite assault rifle.
Yeah, exactly. Because I played this game way too much. So again, the Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil 2, now on to Resident Evil 3 menu system, which I think is way better. So one of the rumors for RE8 is that they were going to go back to the Resident Evil 4 and like Resident Evil 5 menu system. I was like, ah man, I think this menu system works so much better.
What you buying?
So much. I mean, even if they want to keep the merchant, I am totally fine if they keep the merchant in. I have no problem with that. I actually have the idea that the merchant should be working for Wesker, and that Wesker should be a major part of Resident Evil 8 and everything. Like that'd be awesome. Imagine you're playing. So imagine they make the next game VR, and you're playing VR, and all of a sudden, fucking Wesker pops up, and you see Wesker in VR in your face saying, "Wait until next time." And and then it fucking pops up of like, oh shit, he's talking about Resident Evil 8. You know, like he's talking to Leon or something through you. And then it's just like, I mean, the chills that you would get from that would be something else. That'd be just awesome. Do we really have to see this? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe is it acquired viewing? It might be. Oh god. So as you can see right here, definitely all the old themes of the 90s are still in this. They're not censoring it, other than like Jill having a skirt on for camera angles wise. But definitely like mature themes are definitely still in this game.
Okay, so we're hitting about, we pushed the half-hour mark. Most people will probably be wondering right now our opinion on buying it at full price, waiting for it's on sale, or go for free. I mean, I know we both purchased it at full price.
So
I haven't been let down with it. I've only played a few rounds of the escape room mastermind type deal, multiplayer DLC that comes with the game. I mean, if that's your kind of jazz, yeah, full price, go for it. Most people will probably feel that they're getting ripped off for how short the game is at full price, but again, that comes in the replayability with all the unlocks. That, in my opinion, makes up for that.
My opinion would be, if you're not, so okay, so there's a couple layers to this. If you're not into multiplayer, definitely wait for it to go on sale, because half of the package deal that you're buying for $60 is the multiplayer. If you want a very long game, and I can't remember how many circuits, if you want a really long game, wait for it to go on sale. I can't say that this is a terrible game. It is a great game. There's just probably not enough to warrant a full $60 price tag. $40 is perfect. $40 would be a great price for this. Full price $60. Okay. I don't know if I can see that.
Well, you probably paid $60 digital. I paid $50 for physical.
Absolutely, and like I had no regrets as a Resident Evil fan. If you are definitely like, I mean, if you're a hardcore Resident Evil fan, you probably picked it up already and you're playing it. Loving it. I didn't know if that was a spider up there or not. No, he's right behind me. Where are you? Again, I mean, I think I am getting towards almost the quarter of the way mark already. I'd say roughly around that area. And I mean, you see how little of gameplay that we've already done. Am I using fucking a rocket launcher and running right through this? Yes, but it's just the fact of like,
you put the time and effort into
I
unlocking
know.
that.
Oh god!
Run that much easier.
Ha!
Oh, the spooners.
That has not happened since my first playthrough, and I have not seen that since my first playthrough. Oh no!
Glad we got that on. We got that live.
What the fuck?
Oh,
fuck
no.
you! It's saying I'm using the rocket launcher and it's going after me. I swear to God. Yeah. So if we run down here and we run through there, then yeah. Okay. Ha! I was not ready for that. What the fuck, game? So if you want moments like that, then absolutely, full price, go for it. Get the ultimate, wait, there is no ultimate edition, which that's actually a good call on Capcom's part. They didn't do an ultimate edition because they knew they had a smaller game. They knew they had a shorter game. I love this scene right here. Fuck you, buggies, get fried. So this brings up another point that everybody's like, okay, they didn't use enough of the new, like the hunters are just used in the hospital. The spiders are just used in this part, and this part is so damn short, which I'm thankful that they didn't use the spiders that much.
The gammas are only in the sewer.
Yeah. The frog, the frogs, chicken fish are only in the sewer, absolutely.
Frog, chicken, fish? I like how you put that. Oh! Mountain Bee here. Hello, hope to find your stream to real. Hope to find your stream to real video rising stream. What's that? Oh, that's a damn bot. Get out of here, bot!
Okay, so as you just seen right there, Nemesis doing his little hop, jump, and skip area. Want me to take care of it? Because I am mod mode status over here.
Oh, here we go. I got it blocked. Taken care of. That way you can keep going.
There we go. I got him banned. All right, we're just gonna keep rolling because we're in good position right here. I have actually not tested this out. What in the hell is it like when you hit Nemesis with the rocket launcher? What does that look like? Oh God, he is hauling ass towards me. Oops. Oh God. Is he like Mr. X? How many times you got him? This is the stuff that I have not like tempered with. Cool. Alright.
He just plows that zombie over. He's like, get the hell out of the way.
Yeah, so that's definitely one thing. Like that's another thing that a lot of people are kind of complaining about is that there's not enough Nemesis. Right? My brain just tries to call him Mr. X. And because of that you have to knock a point off in the game just because like Nemesis is not always on your ass. I think he could be, you know, there could definitely be a little less scripted or not so many scripted moments, but a little bit more of the whole I don't know, like AI chasing you around. I think they just scrapped that because they didn't have the full-on like open world aspect.
Right there where we can do the little animated GIF of the salt sprinkle guy and have his sprinkling like little snapshots of Nemesis. Shit! The Nemesis Resident Evil 3. Just a little more.
That's a first.
I didn't mind the lack of it because it made it a little bit easier to get through my first playthrough without having to constantly worry about him appearing and being up my arse like Mr. X in Resident Evil 2. I mean, it just gets annoying. It hits that point where it's just annoying. Because you're trying to go do something, you're in bad burrito mode, as you call it, and he's just like, I'm gonna get you, and you're like, I wanna live!
And this is one of the reasons why I can't do okay, FA2 to... So, again, puzzles, right here. FA2, RA3, SA2. FA2...
Once you've done it a few times, you should have memorized it, but...
Yeah. But
This is you were talking about.
Well, I've also haven't played this game in like a week or two because FF7 came out, so I think this is... No, RA3, SA2? Is that it?
Valid route.
There we go.
Carlos,
just...
I finished inputting your stuff.
I gotta do like probably like 2 more runs before I sturdily got this down. I got all the combos down for the chests and everything. Okay, so now let's run back to... So we're almost at RPD, which is... Okay, now we start to get the very feminine like zombies. They're very feminine hentai-like zombies, which, as you can see, makes the game a little bit hard. They are basically like the red, what were they called? The not pyramid heads, red heads. That's what I call them.
Crimson heads.
Crimson heads. There you go. And you can hear one of them just popped up behind me. Stirs.
Stirs.
Oh, he can sidestep. Hello. But that's just very reminiscent of, you know, like a Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil 5 with the parasites and all that, Las Plagas and everything. Which I will admit, wasn't the biggest fan of Las Plagas and like RE5's, like infected zombies like that. It was just like, I just felt that was a sign of the times for Capcom of them going through an age of like, we don't know what the fuck we want to do. So we gotta go through here.
Yeah, because it took the whole retrospect, like, oh, shoot it in the head, to don't shoot it in the head, don't shoot it in the head. Oh God, do not shoot it in the head.
Again, like, to me, it just feels like since they are introducing RE3, Jill also has her little badass moment where she goes, "You want stars? I'll give you stars." Like it's just Jill having that confidence that she kind of never had in the first game, which is great. It's great to see that the character. That's one of the things. Like Carlos, I couldn't stand Carlos in the original game. He was just a little turd. But this game is maybe so far. I didn't like Claire in the original. I like Claire in the remake. I didn't like Carlos in the original at all. I like Carlos in the remake. He reminds me of Keanu Reeves. He's very cool, and as you can see, the squirt is on full display right there. And that's just like I said. It's all in the whole censorship routine that they had to go with on this game. But if you go on PC, you can kind of mod it and make it so she actually does have a skirt. I won't go any farther with that. You can kind of use your imagination from there. But
hey now,
you're an all-star. Get your game on. Hey. All right, so this the sewer level. This, as we know, sewer levels are not the best thing ever. This kind of makes it interesting. I mean, you definitely have like the whole maze puzzle thing going on with the sewer level. It's not as terrible as Resident Evil 2's sewer level wasn't the worst thing ever. I'm just gonna go right through and do the actual story route here. These guys are, I think they're kind of cool. Okay, I can one-shot them.
It's interesting. I mean, I haven't seen the death scene on one of them, but it's like it just gulps you full.
It literally, so they are actually in the original, and I actually I went the wrong way. My God. Like I said, still learn the speedrun route. But they are actually in the original, which I totally forgot about. So the thing is, they don't look like a fish chicken thing. They
more like a frog, in my opinion. But it's in the fine reading there, it tells you they're
hey, guess what?
Fish.
This is what the death scene looks like. As you can see,
I'll say it here in a minute when it catches up.
The Huntagamas are kind of cool, and they do add an interesting little plot. Yeah. And okay, when you're running through on your first playthrough, it's actually a pretty cool little moment because you don't know how to survive against them. You don't know where to shoot them. You don't know how many times you have to shoot them. And
I'm just kind of blasting their mouth when they open their mouth with a shotgun.
Yeah, I mean, I figured out
a weak point, and I think it was like 2 or 3 shotgun shots, and they were dead.
Yeah. My third playthrough, I figured out if you shoot them in the belly, it stuns them, and then if you shoot them in the mouth while they're stunned, so I'll show you the correct way of doing it. Correct way of doing it. Shoot them in the belly, and the mouth, stuns them a little bit. And I don't actually have, if I had the assault rifle, you see, there we go. And then they stun, shoot them in the mouth, it blasts them back a little bit, and then it kills them. This is on assistant mode too, so this is, I'm making this look very, very easy, but... so there's like lore pieces all put throughout this whole game too. If you go, so it's not just like RPD or anything. Another great one, Jill, all wet like this. I'm not going on a pervy thing. I'm just saying like the graphics on this are something else.
Yeah.
You get shotgun shells.
Definitely get the water effects
Again,
and stuff.
all the way through the whole game, you get lore pieces saying like, you know, setting up world building mechanics and everything. So this is like, she literally just got a shower of sewer water. That's gonna...
Oh yeah, just...
That's coronavirus all over it.
Just, yeah. A little gonna herpessyphilitis AIDS.
And that's basically all we need out of this room. And then we come back here, so once you get the battery... Yeah. E. coli.
Sorry, son, we've finally caught them all. Whoa! Yeah. Well, we're pushing about an hour on this, like we were talking about. So we have 14 minutes to go. Any other... Like, I don't even know what the other game to compare this to go this versus what. Because that seems to be a thing that's come up a lot so far in my chats. Or, not chats, but the 2 talks that I've done so far. So
what would I compare this to? RE6, definitely. That's the first one that comes to mind.
Okay.
I guess in the way of there being monsters and stuff, you could almost compare it to a little bit of RE5 also in there. Definitely it's got the, you know, the inventory, so the feel of RE2 Remake is here. Outside of the Resident Evil series, I'm trying to think of I haven't played God, I'm trying to think.
Look, I haven't even touched a little bit. I played RE6. Like I told you with my.
I guess Evil Within would be a pretty close to. I haven't played Evil Within, but I hear it's some of the same people that made the original Resident Evils worked on that one.
Okay,
so
yeah, look, I definitely played both Evil Withins. Haven't beat either one of them. Pretty close.
Last of Us. Last of Us is a pretty close one too, of like how this game feels and the puzzle aspect of it, and it definitely, Last of Us is a lot longer and everything. But you definitely also have a whole lot of, you know, like I said, for the shortness of this game, there's a lot of bang for your buck here. But a lot of your buck also goes to Resistance, which they are definitely planning on doing like a lot more Resistance. We just had a DLC update to add Jill to the multiplayer mode. There's a... Remember how I was saying like Jill, it'd be funny if they added an Alice outfit for Jill? They literally did that in Resistance, and everybody kind of wants those outfits over into, because there's actually one that's called Retribution, after Resident Evil Retribution, the movie.
Okay.
And which is actually really funny. I'm on 34 minutes of a playthrough. Look at this.
Yeah.
So it's just, I don't know. Like I said, if multiplayer is not your thing, it's way hard to sell this game because you don't have that aspect. There's the Predator game also. So if you're looking at something like Project Resistance, then you definitely also have something like the Predator game that is just that though. So this one you get full-on single-player experience along with the multiplayer experience. If you're a big Resident Evil fan, I definitely recommend this because it's setting up for the kind of reimagined storyline. I don't know if you want to call it an alternate timeline or reimagining of the storyline or whatever, but I definitely feel like there's, you know, like Nikolai is like his huge character has a difference. between the storylines and everything.
Spoiler alert right here, because we're getting near the end, I'll throw this out there now, that you will find, we do find documentation somewhere in the game talking about, like, Leon's over in Europe, Chris is in Africa, and then something about the Middle East as well, so that's kind of...
Chris is over in Europe. Leon...
Is it?
Leon is just okay. So the timeline of this actually is a little bit different. So
I thought it was Leon. It was 4 is Leon. Why is Chris?
Yes, Chris. Like I said, they are reimagining the storyline going forward, outside of what we know.
Okay.
So what it ends up being is that when you play in RE2, what's his name? The cop there. Not Eugene. What the hell's his name?
Marvin?
Merv. Yeah, Merv. He ends up telling Claire. If you remember in RE2, he says, "Wait, you're literally the sister of Chris?" And she goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "Well, you're not going to be finding Chris anywhere near the RPD because he's on location over in Europe on special assignment. He's like undercover over in Europe, or he's on vacation over in Europe." We later find in a document RE2 that says he's on assignment over there. Now my thing is over in Europe, okay, well, like RE6 goes over to Europe a little bit. I actually detailed this in a video. Instead of it being like Jake Wesker's son, or Wesker's, sort of son, that was a whole storyline thing. But instead of that, it's going to be like Chris hunting down Wesker and I didn't see anything. Because it's we're getting viewership. That's why.
Yeah.
But I just totally lost my train of thought. What I was saying. So yeah, Chris is over in Europe, and I think he's going to be hunting down Wesker, and then the rest of... Why can I not skip that? There we go. And then the rest of everybody that you see in RE2, well, Resident Evil 1, 2, and now 3, is going to be over to... Hello, welcome, everyone. Welcome.
Yeah. How's it going? Which pop in. Let's, at the end of this, though.
Hey, we can... Extension, man. Stream extensions are a thing. I have all the time in the world.
I mean, if you want to keep going and you got somewhere to go on, I guess we can.
I can, like I said, I can talk about this for hours on end. That's my gift. Is my gift to Gab, don't you know? But yeah, so my whole thing. Okay, we never see Kendo actually die. We know the fate of his daughter, but we never actually see him die. So I'm kind of thinking they bring him in the Blue Umbrella.
This is definitely a prequel to.
And what is Blue Umbrella?
Prequel to.
What is that Blue Umbrella? That Blue Umbrella symbol that we see on that helicopter in RE7. Well, let me tell you my theory on it. It's going to be the new Umbrella. It's going to be what probably... I'm thinking... So, here's my big brain theory on that. So you got Sherry that they rescue. She is literally the daughter of the main scientist, one of the guys that helped make the damn virus and everything. Who better to bring... yes.
Birkin and Birkin. Their first names.
Who better to bring in as like an agent or maybe even a scientist, depending on how they want her character to go, than the daughter of the scientist who helped create the damn thing and all that. So bring Sherry into Blue Umbrella, have her working underneath the tutelage of maybe Claire, whatever. Leon and Jill can definitely be either agents of Blue Agents, or a Blue Umbrella, or they, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., haha. I mean, Capcom does a hell of a lot of, references to everything like that.
Really?
This is so easy to sidestep. So, whoop. And then he literally, he hauls ass just enough. And if you just book out of the way of all this stuff, he never runs at you. He only shoots at you in this hallway. And if you do it like that, then he will actually just hit the wall, and you can scurry right through here. Speedrun strats. Skip past this stuff. He will shoot one time, you can just dodge it, and the next one will go into cutscene. Speedrun strats, boys. That's how we do it. First aid sprays. But even more theory is that, like I said, they reimagine the and don't ever use a first aid spray at this moment, because this is actually pre-canned animation that she's running in. But the other big theory would be, and I know I'm skipping past all the lore stuff. If you're very interested in it, I highly suggest go picking this game up and checking out all the lore stuff. Just kind of spitting. Oh, I can get rid of that too. Just spitting off some facts about the game and stuff, and my predictions on where this stuff might be going.
Yeah.
There's also a little lore thing that says that this this up here is very loose, and there are like workers complaining that big gusts of wind are making it like wobble and everything. And then lo and behold, Nemesis goes and shoots the damn thing and makes it have a Crash Bandicoot moment where the boulder is coming down at you. Oh my. Again, you can just run right past this, start going through. But the big brain theory on what the hell would be happening in RE8, Wesker, of course, makes his big giant return. Takes the president's daughter, and then that gets into RE4 territory, of like, okay, so then you notice how the rubble disappears right there so you can get back here?
Okay.
So that, in the PC mod, basically takes this map and just makes it from the get-go. Like all these little moments of the map and everything. And once again, so people that are trying to say that the classic moments aren't in this game, you just seen one right there. Except for instead of like the whole gas station blowing up, they just make it into a cinematic moment. So instead of going through this whole like fluff piece of like trying to find information inside the gas station, this and that stuff, they just make it a cinematic moment, just keeps the story flowing and whatnot. For anybody who's saying that only like 10% of the game is actually in this game, you're not paying attention fully. And you're not seeing that they just remade it. It's just more cinematic. It has different camera angles. It's over the shoulder now.
Why not?
And they took away all the stuff that was like dragging the game out. And was Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, was it the longest game in the world? No. You could actually run through that game in roughly about 7 hours. Like, it's not, it's a PS1 game. It's not the longest game in the world. Does this do a good job at expanding on the lore that was set there? Maybe not the best job at doing that. But, like, I'd say probably 90% of the stuff that was in the original game is actually here. This is basically just a reimagining of the cable cars. Now it's a subway. They just modernized it.
See, I never remember much of the OG because I didn't get I got like towards the end of it, and there was that damn puzzle right there before the last fight with Nemesis at the end of the game that I could not figure out, so I just gave up on it.
This cutscene right here is a very big indicator of what the future holds for the actual like canon storyline. And I mean, if you're listening to the dialogue, I know I'm talking over it, but
I didn't even got the audio cranked up, so
it's roughly. Just for the sake of time, I'll just kind of say what's going on. So it's roughly, translating out to Nikolai is kind of setting them up for failure. Why is he doing that? Who is he working for? My brain went straight over to Wesker, and like, okay, well, Wesker is kind of trying to pull the strings just to see what Nemesis is capable of. Why is Wesker pulling the strings to see what he's capable of? Alex Wesker. Alex Wesker is...
Why wouldn't he?
Well, Alex Wesker is his sister, the biochemist of the family.
Oh.
So...
Sorry.
I'm thinking, I mean, you got Albert Wesker, which is...
Oh, yeah, it's Albert.
Yeah, Albert and Alex. Albert is actually one of the guys who was there for the creation of the T-Virus also. That's the reason why he's working with it to create was it Tyrant in the first game, and then Birkin basically makes another version of Tyrant, which is Mr. X, a little more controlled version of it in the second game, and now this third one we have Nemesis. I mean, could Alex Wesker possibly be a person behind the Nemesis project?
Could be. Now we're getting into the game theory talk. But I don't care at this point. We got viewers.
Sure.
Screw it.
Looks like a cemetery to me.
We covered the basics in the beginning. If anybody's got any questions,
at the longest, this will go 2 hours because that's about as much gameplay as is in this game.
Yeah.
Which goes to that fact of like you can just sail right through this. This is pretty interesting right here. Of this being, oh god, my brain's saying Roberto. It's not Roberto. What the hell, brain? It's
Roberto.
It's not big. Oh god.
Oh god, what was his name? Ah!
Brad. There we go. Jeez, Brad. Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Biggs and then Roberto. I'm like, why are you doing this to me, brain, right now?
That's in reference to the OG RE2. You can find him underneath down there, and if you take him out, you get like a key to give you extra costumes.
Custody? I thought this was a rescue.
Even more so, if you watch the full cutscene all the way out, you get to figure out the origin story of how, oh god, again, the cop in RE2. Jesus, my brain. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My names escape my brain so quickly. Marv. There we go. Jeez.
I like that, Marvin.
We see the origins of like how Marvin came to be talking to Leon and Claire, which is actually pretty cool that they link the events together. So this game also keeps right in track with RE2.
Good to know. I'll open the shutter so you can get.
This is a non-skippable cutscene, which I don't know why it's non-skippable. You're literally just showing me a map of a game that I played like 4 times over again. So again, yes, this is all reused assets, of course. This game was also in development at the same time that RE2 was in development.
So a lot of the zombie...
a neat little thing is you can actually use Brad's little stars card to get more ammo and such. You know what we're going to do, though, real quick. So, one little tidbit that I figured out is... you can get upgrades for Brad's weapon. The infinite assault rifle, you cannot get upgrades for.
Yeah.
That's a...
does it go for like all the infinite weapons?
Yeah, because so here's the crazy thing too. Samurai Edge, no upgrades for it. But the Glock 18, you can get like 4 upgrades for it throughout the game. Why the Samurai Edge is not a infinite weapon either. Why that's like that, I don't know. That's one of those like moments that is kind of weird. Also, the combat knife, you cannot stab into zombies in this game and then grab the combat knife afterwards. It's just not a thing. But you also have an infinite knife, so that's the trade-off. Weird, I know. Why they went with that design choice. It's a different team making this game than it is actually a third-party team making this game and not in-house Capcom, which is part of the reason for kind of some somewhat weird design flaws. He magically has the assault rifle on him, and I just put the assault rifle away to keep up with the I just broke the game right there.
Yay! Game-breaking mechanics!
That's right. You get to see all the little references of like what made this is actually RE7 reference up here. This guy hanging off the pipe, the basement scene, RE7.
Yep. Could knock him off though. How the hell did Chris get it or Leon get a jump scare with it? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Another fun little thing for replayability. You have the challenge of knocking hats off of zombies. This guy's gonna be. Wow, that did not work.
In the demo, I thought I fucking like just straight up. We both thought we just knocked his like toupee off or something.
So you can see right here.
It was just his hat.
In RE2, you could blow off the legs, you can blow off the arms, you can blow off the head. With one shot, they'd be like a pile of goop sitting there. Doesn't happen in this one, and that is something of like, why? Oh, because I blew him up. No goop. The detail is still there. It's just not a goop fest. It's not as much gore. Somebody I seen in a chat before. Somebody goes, maybe it's censorship because different regions of the world have different. They just wanted to make it one version across everywhere. I don't know if that's the reason. Because okay, you play the so the first version of this game I ever played was actually the Asian version technically, because I played off of a Japanese account. I played the demo of it. It was the same as the American version.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Japan. I'm pretty sure Japan has something to do with censorship over in their country. I don't know if it's the exact same as America.
Japan? Shoot, dude.
I wouldn't think so. Because they are the hentai capital of the world.
Censorship is shit. We're just sitting here going, that's just wrong.
Usually I know the combinations of that.
Japan's all like, yeah, whatever, we're Japan, we do the weird shit.
Hold on, I know this combination. I think it's 50.
You sure?
Oh god, 1537, isn't it? Or is it? Fuck. This is why.
Oh, the saves? Hellfire. I think it's in reference to 2.
7 3. No, 7. Wait. I think I know it. 7 15 3. Shit. Okay. Well, we're doing it with no saves. We're doing a no save run. No save run, here we go.
No save run! Oh no! Is that opposed to the no save run?
I mean, I'm going to be doing that one also. Just to make sure you're extra crispy. And again, like, if you know where you're going, if you know what you're doing, this game is fairly quick. Like, we are already... Like I said, we're getting to be that quarter of the way through already, within 46 minutes of gameplay. If you know where you're going, you know exactly what you're doing. The speed run this is literally about, I think I've seen an hour 48 minutes for a speed run so far. Of like, that's just the regular everyday speedrunners. That's not even the hardcore guys. So take that as you will. After the first run, you are going to be speeding through this game very quickly. I mean, I'm even kind of, just because I'm showing stuff off a little bit, I'm not even doing my fastest run on this right now.
Yeah, I still have yet to go back through and attempt my speed run or no heals, no box run. Which if I do that, I'd probably do an assisted mode. I don't know. I might buy like the infinite handgun or something just to make it that much easier on me.
So I can tell you right now. Why did I have to come into here again? Oh, the battery. I can tell you right now. I think it was 109, right? Nope, that's the grenade. It's 106. For unlocking assistance. What? God, this is the reason why I'm still like practicing on my speed run. Yes, there we go. The battery, 104. I need to remember that for future speedruns type of things. If you're going for the no box, no saves run, you cannot go into the box to get the infinite weapons, as you've seen already. That you have to go through.
Okay, so I got to run probably in assisted mode and work with what I'm given.
Yeah, basically. Which, I mean, in assisted mode, you get so much ammo and everything. That's the thing. Like, if you're playing on assisted to easy to maybe even normal, you get so much ammo. As you can see, there's ammo popping up all over the place. I'm just not really picking it up because I don't need it. You're not really, unless you have, like, the worst aim ever, it's really, like, 2 shots to the head with pretty much anything destroys all of them. You can see I'm just like doing one-shots with... fun fact, that's actually a developer, as far as I know, right there. That little Asian zombie that jumps out in the RPG.
Okay.
Yeah,
because you see a lot of him, and it's like you see all these other zombies and stuff, and then you throw this Asian zombie in here, and it's like, okay, that's different.
So one thing right here that is different, if I remember right, I have to go back and play RE2, but I'm very certain this door is on this side. When you go to speedrun RE2, the door is on this side. So what that's telling me is that this is probably an older build of this map that did not get pushed through to like this room, and one upstairs where you'd go through in the demo. You definitely can see it for free if you play a demo of RE2. There's the mannequin room where you get that first key to unlock the doors and everything. That whole wall is actually a wall. It's not blown out. Where that gets blown out at, I don't know. Because from this point forward, we go back to Jill. And we are already... So, now, this is the reason why I really wanted to keep the stream going. I actually got to make a clip of this and post it into the Monster Hunter group. Because this next fight that's coming up is so much like a Monster Hunter fight. It's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, the one that we're all...
And...
You're hoping for, aside from the one everybody's talking about for Final Fantasy.
Like,
I know everyone's like Final Fantasy.
I could definitely see the Final Fantasy fight, but come on, Nemesis in doggo form? Jeez, this is so much of a fucking of a Monster Hunter fight. It's ridiculous. Again, I really don't need to pick up all these. What do I need? You know what? We're just gonna start stashing a couple of these things. Keep that. I ain't gonna need that. Sure. And I'm not even gonna pick up the grenade launcher because we don't even need that. If anybody's out there, definitely use grenade launcher. It helps. Oh no, aim. That was once again potato aim. So again, that mechanic right there, I'm gonna go out and say,
oh, potato aim.
Ah!
Gotta do it right, man.
I'm gonna say that game mechanic of like pushing the zombies off from you, they need to work on that. If they bring that over to any of the newer, like whatever the next Resident Evil is, if it's RE4, if it's and you know, that's the other thing I will also say. I'm very against RE4 being remade because I didn't really like. The biggest thing I liked about RE4 was the way the characters of Leon and Ada were. Everything else in that game, I could totally give a shit less about. It was all right. I don't have like a big affinity to go back and play RE4. I enjoyed my time with RE4, but it's like it was nothing that I was really like super excited about. I know it's very controversial because RE4 is like one of the most beloved REs of the fan base. And there's a ton of people that are very vocal about like, I want RE4 back. That being said, the way that they've been doing these remakes and how cool and great and good that they've been making these remakes and everything, maybe they might make me like RE4. Maybe they might make me fall in love with it. But I mean, you look at Nemesis in this form and tell me this doesn't remind you of a Monster Hunter character. That Nemesis wouldn't make for a great time in Monster Hunter of running up to him and stabbing him and trying to like take off like a chunk of flesh or something to make an armor off of him or something like that. Like, we don't need goop monster Nemesis. We need this Nemesis. He does roars. He jumps at you. He will literally get you into like a stun state of like grabbing you. Again, also, if you're complaining about there's no clock tower, I mean, look at this. Earplugs or something, you know, right here. If you're complaining that there's no clock tower in Resident Evil 3, you're not looking hard enough. This is literally the clock tower scene. Do we have to go through and do all the, you know, extra stuff that actually was kind of annoying? Let's be real. It was kind of annoying in the original game. I played through it before this game came out. That was one part. The paintings, little mini puzzle that was in it was fun, sure. But I can guarantee you that that clock tower not being like the full thing is kind of a better decision. Does it take away some of the game time? Sure. I mean, look at this. I'm blasting him with a rocket launcher right now, and he is not dying. And I was trying to get like the really cool roll. Hold on, let's see if I can get the roll. I actually just tried to attempt to lock onto him, just on instinct.
Find a way to stop it.
Just from that Monster Hunter reflex. I'm actually kind of curious to see if I go. Okay, I've actually not tested this. Shoot the clock.
Right?
And I just broke the game again. I love Jill in this scene right here. Suck it! I'm gonna take you down. I think this scene is gonna make it into my own personal stream intro.
You still there?
Another very interesting scene is this next one that's coming up right here of storytelling. Just the fact that we end up seeing. I am slightly stalling for time from it because I started this up a little bit. This train of thought, I started it a little bit too quickly. So the very badass quick thinking of Jill mixed together with another kind of Monster Hunter-esque moment of chopping his arm off. Infects her, like the original. Could this carry over? Could the infection carry over to Resident Evil 8, Blue Umbrella, where Jill maybe has like an antibody or something? But then, seeing this fool like overlooking everything, I mean, he's not being the mastermind. He is just a pawn puppet for somebody else. I mean, that's a pretty big tell of like Resident Evil 8 of they are definitely reimagining the story and everything. What's his name? Not Nikolai. Is it yeah, it's Nikolai. I was thinking Victor. Nikolai.
The other thing I have to mention this again. The commander dude sitting there at the on the subway, you know, Carlos's boss. He damn near looks and reminds me of your father or father-in-law in Exodus.
That just means that Exodus is also part of the Resident Evil universe now. All those monsters that you see in Exodus, they are absolutely 100% Resident Evil. We have confirmed. We have found the truth, the stick of truth. I can actually show a really good thing right here. So, fun little pro tip: if you're trying to get your zombie kills for this right here, especially where is it? The 2,000 zombie kills done. If you're trying to get all these records done right here, this room is going to be your saving grace. You can actually break the game in this room. I have done it a few times over again, where you have to reload the game. Where is it? No, we have to go a little bit further. So once you get into the point where the zombies keep creeping in on that room, you break the game by just letting them keep creeping in. You don't finish the mission out, and they just keep coming, and they don't stop coming until there's so many zombies that the game stops running. I had to.
Oh, I know you had to do it.
I had to. Alright, so Nathaniel Bard. I'm fucking Nathaniel Bard! Oops. We're gonna get rid of this also. Make some room. See, I didn't even need that other pack. So
God, no. Why?
You can actually put a perspective on your pricing of this game. We are halfway through this game already. 57 minutes in of actual game time. We are halfway through this game at this point. And at this point is when RE2 actually begins. Of while you're going through this stuff, Leon and Claire are actually making their way into Raccoon City to give timeline perspective on everything. Now this area is where I usually get stuck because I always get turned around. I know that there's something in there, but this is actually the wrong direction for this. Yep. Boy, the rocket launcher is making this playthrough just that much crazier. I will definitely... Oh, that's right. That's right. This is how we do this. Over here, grab this. This is officially a walkthrough. A speedrun walkthrough.
Okay, Wolf. We're gonna have to cut this because things are coming up and I gotta go.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so I gotta take off for a little bit.
Alright.
So, on that note, thanks for you that came and popped in and said it, at least watched. Aside from the stupid frickin' chatbot that came in here. So, for those of you that are watching this here on Twitch, you want to catch the previous episodes, you can check them out over on my YouTube at The Angry Wedge. Those that are watching this on YouTube, you can catch this out live on Thursdays.
I will make it back to Joe before you get done with the outro. I will make it back there. I'm speedrunning right now.
Trying to set a set time for doing these. Still haven't exactly got there yet because we just started with this. I do them typically on Thursdays. You can catch it on Twitch under Frost_Bite84. You can also check out some of my funny moments that I've had with some help from a little editing here from Werewolf over on my Instagram at Frostbite84. And you can also follow me on Twitter to know when Game Talk's going on, when I'm streaming, what I'm streaming at Frost_Bite84. And then I'll hand it off over to you, Wolf, so you can do your jazz.
I guess you can follow me at WARWU1F on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. I have a YouTube channel where I am trying to get around to making more music videos, basically guitar jams for right now. I definitely have different genres of music in mind to do also, but yeah, guitar covers, and hopefully we're definitely going to be doing some Tone Wolf stuff on Twitch. I tested it out, so guitar jams along with concert footage in the background and everything should be pretty crazy. Tone Wolf on YouTube, and a little bit coming up on Twitch also. And I have probably at least another run of Resident Evil 3 on the WARWU1F Twitch channel planned for like the speed run, underneath 2 hours to speed run it. And also Final Fantasy 7, going to be doing a lot more with Final Fantasy 7 coming up in the next coming weeks. And then next month is going to be a whole crazy batch of my favorite games over on my channel. Crash Bandicoot to Mass Effect to Spider-Man, PS4, and all that stuff, because my birthday month is coming up next month. So that's going to be a whole crazy thing. And hopefully we can get Frostbite over here into some co-streaming where we play some Siege, some Apex. I want to say Warzone, but I don't even know if I can stomach that game for more than a few hours.
Yeah, I feel you there. I currently uninstalled Call of Duty to make room for other things.
Outside of that, I think it's we're gonna have, as soon as Frostbite can get around to finishing Final Fantasy VII, we are definitely going to be having a huge game talk on that one, which might also go like an hour and a half or so, because there is a lot to unpackage with that game. For anyone who's finished that game, you know what I'm talking about. For anyone who hasn't, I would highly suggest go out, check a story lore video run through of the original FF7 Also, check out Advent Children, free on Crackle. So if you have the Crackle app, you can actually watch it free with ads in there, of course. And then also Crisis Core, I'd check out, just like Crisis Core, the movie on YouTube of both of those two before jumping into Final Fantasy VII Remake. There's just a lot of lore story stuff, time travel stuff going on there and everything, flashbacks and everything. So if you want to get the full story on that, we will definitely be doing a game talk on that one as soon as Frostbite works his way through the story, which he has still a few more streams to go. I can guarantee you that.
Yep.
I'm currently working on the hard mode run through, which I should be streaming pretty soon. I should be getting my butt streaming that again here in the next like day or two. Outside of that, definitely I got game videos going up on Instagram and everything, and then we're working on stuff for Frostbite's channel too. So we're doing the thing.
All right. Well, then I guess I will wrap this one up. Thank you again, Warwolf, for joining me on this. Thank you everybody that watched and is or currently watching. And I will see you guys next time.
All right.